The first family photo I took and sculpted on is this photo. When people are gone, their belongings become more and more meaningful. For me, objects represent people. People look at those photos and I always hear, oh, this looks just like my mother, like my grandmother, like my aunt. It reminds them of themselves. I want people, when they look at my work and my objects, to find themselves in those objects, in their story. And in the case of the refugees, to identify with the situation. I grew up in a family that moved from one place to the other. And one of the moves that was difficult for me was after my sister died. Death and farewell are very close in my heart. So this is what I wanted, is to look at those refugees and look at their grief on what they had to leave behind. Part of it is the fear that it can happen to every one of us. I want to show them as people, not as numbers. I was 40 when I became an artist. I left working in journalism, working in hotel business. I left everything and chose art as my life. I start by designing jewelry, working with silver and gold. And someone told me that soldering silver and gold and welding iron, they're a little bit alike. So I went to a welder, and for half an hour he taught me to weld, and the rest is history. The challenge is to put emotions, ideas, and femininity into this muscular iron and do it my way. What I'm trying to do is take it elsewhere, to become fabric and paper. But it's not only the material, it's the feelings that I'm trying to put in this material. I'm an Israeli, and next door, there are the Syrians. What's happening there is so terrible that you cannot ignore it. And I see them not as enemies, I see them as people. It makes me feel like building bridges by art. When I met Syrian and Iraqi refugees who came to me and hugged me and thanked me, it meant they can find themselves in my art and feel what I wanted, to call the world to pay attention to them. I do not profit from this exhibition, Entire Life in a Package. It is not for sale. It's not the money when you're talking about people. It's the people and the message.
Joining her to so many exhibitions all over the world and listening to the reaction, it's amazing. When you showed your exhibition, both in Geneva and in Germany, we met some of our neighbors from Syria, from Afghanistan, from Lebanon, from Iraq, that are now refugees because they had to evacuate. And their reaction was, it is so touching that you, Israeli, is thinking of us and creating art regarding our status.
I think that Oded feels close to this exhibition with the refugees because it has to do also with news. And this is what Oded is doing, working in news. So maybe this is also why you are so connected to this exhibition.
Maybe. I have, in the last 15 years, my daily news talk show. The fact that Orna is my wife or I'm her husband does not affect her art activities so positively.
Oded is famous. It's nice that when people remind me that I'm married to you, because it's a lot of joy. But many, many times they say it's her husband. Mm-hmm. He organized it for her, as if I have to fight harder for my place as an artist here in Israel. In the beginning, I was frustrated, but I'm fine now. I know who I am and where I am, and creating is the most important part. An artist cannot succeed and do what she wants without support of the environment. Being a grandmother is a huge gift. Sometimes I feel like making an exhibition of a better world for my grandchildren. Raising them here in this country, only one lives abroad, worries me a lot. I want them to grow up in a safe environment and being able to fulfill their dreams. I believe that my art is one bead. Maybe it doesn't mean a lot, but if you put one bead next to the other, you have a chain. So one bead is part of a long chain of people who are contributing to the world in a better way than wars. I want people to know with this exhibition of the refugees that we care. I think this is my small contribution as an artist to the world the way it looks today, and maybe we'll make it better, maybe.